Right. I'm thinking of talking of was it one of the we did 2 Adam retreats so far, and on one of them, Mayor was facilitating I don't know what you'd call it, like drama therapy or psychodrama, whatever, something up. And one guy is a lot of pain is coming up, but he's going in a circle a little bit. He's like looping on a thought. So I jumped in and asked, like, who hurt you? And I had a thought in my head, right? I'm like, who hurt you? And he brushed off the question once. No one hurt me. I'm like, so a minute later, he's still in the same loop. I'm like, who hurt you? No one. So I was literally about to jump in and talk about his father, like to start prompting, because usually you think a parent or something else. But for whatever reason, I didn't. I would just ask the question again, like, who hurt you? Tell us who hurt you. Like, you're in a safe place. Tell us who hurt you. And within like moments, he was just like lashing out at God in like the crazy, like a very, very intense way. Yeah. The reason I brought it up is because it wasn't what I expected in the moment. Like, meaning there was a thought that was coming to me, like, let me get him out of this loop. Let me ask a question that can, just get him to stop saying the same thing over and over, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. But there was a part of me that wanted to prompt, but it was actually in the wrong direction. Like, who would have thought to go to God? Yeah. And I was incredibly inspired because the guy, I think he grew up but he's no longer, and he doesn't look that way at all, and it ended up like the part of his process went through like a period of time that we had scheduled for Kabbalah Shabbos, and it went but who was going to stop it? Right. Who's going to stop
100%.
it? So it went from there, and then afterwards, some people davened, and we went and had dinner together. And I told him afterwards that it was one of those beautiful prayers I've been a part of, just to watch a guy who completely, like the belief that you feel from that person, in that moment, that when everything is going wrong, like, who is he blaming it on? He's right. Like, who should he lash out on? Like, he got the right target. Most people miss. We go after their father or mother or this. Like, go to God. He's the one responsible. Right. It's a good destination.
And I think God wants that.
I think so too.
I think that's what a relationship is. Like, if I'm angry, then express your anger to God.
100%. 1,000%.
I think that's so healthy.
Yeah. And
obviously you do it in a respectful or
not even, if that's what you're at.
Fine, you're right.
Yeah, better than not saying it.
I guess so, yeah.
Better than not saying it. I've seen way too many people, in addiction recovery, like, I learned about God. I went to yeshiva my whole life. I developed a personal relationship with God in 12 steps, I remember hearing a video with Shay's Taub, and it's like, if I hear of one more Jewish kid who went to yeshiva his whole life, who found God in a church basement at a 12-step meeting, I'm going to pull my hair out. So I was one of those kids, one of those guys. And they taught us a different way. And one of them was, talk to him like you talk to a close friend. Like, he can talk to him in the same language, in the same words. And it was afterwards, I remember coming across, I think it was a mimer of the Rabbi Shab or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, where he said, like, davening is not, like, we have not fulfilled the mitzvah of davening if we have not davened, if we not prayed to God in our own words. Absolutely. There's like 2 parts. There's the davening there's a prayer in the book, read these words specifically, right, that have been developed over time. But, I don't know that Avram had these, going back to him, that he had this prayer book. Right. Some of these were developed by the Arizal or others, right? Right. And what did they pray? They prayed in their own words, right? And that, like, to fulfill the obligation of prayer, one also needs to do it in our own words. And that, I learned it in the Sikha, right? Or Maimer, I think it was, or Rashab, I think it was. But it wasn't said I'm sure it was said. It didn't land for me. Right. And, when we did davening every morning in school, we did prayer every morning in school, they didn't say, okay, now it's 5 minutes. Right. For you to do it in your own words. And I learned that in a 12-step meeting. Yeah, wow. And my own words at the time were, they were angry. This guy was lit up. He was lit up when he had a lot of pain. He suffered a lot of pain in his life, and he had to get it out. But the reason I brought that up, I thought of that is because you were saying that, sometimes when you're talking to someone, they're going to give you something that you're not, like, an idea you're not going to give yourself, and sometimes like a prompt is much better than advice. Yeah.
So of course there's going to be prompts, but you just want them to figure it out on their own. Right. It's almost like you could start seeing things. You could see the trajectory of someone's life, but you can't do anything about it. They have to figure it out themselves sometimes.
Say more.
In this work, you just notice patterns, the way people breathe. You already know it's almost like they're giving you their life story. And I can't read everybody to 100%, but if I start speaking to somebody, I could start getting awarenesses of what where they're insecure or what a limiting belief is that they have. And for me to just come out to them and say, hey, you have this limiting belief that you're not good enough, and this is how your life is going to work out for the next 20 years, that's probably not a good thing to say to somebody.
Right.
But my hope is that they work on themselves and they change that trajectory and they find it themselves. And I see it sometimes with friends. I have a friend he has a very rocky relationship with his wife. And he knows what I do. He's come on my workshop, one of my best friends, and I'm just watching him, and there's nothing I could do.
Right.
He knows I'm there. Like, I keep saying, hey, I'm here for you. But
it is humbling to be so helpless sometimes.
Yeah.
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 I felt that because it's like people reach out to me, and I feel like I can help them. And then there's someone close to me who I feel like I want to help them.
You can't.
You can't do a damn thing.
Yeah.
You can't do a damn thing.
Because it just turns, it backfires.
Oh yeah, it doesn't work.
Who do you think you are? You think you're better than me?
No, but also you're mixing into
and you're
their
mixing in,
yeah, you're mixing into their life. It's not.
There's something
It's not the way
a
it's meant to
modality
be.
that I'm doing right now called family constellations. So I've been doing it already for a couple of years, learning it. The idea is that every family wants to come back into alignment. So not just your own immediate family, but even the whole world as a family wants to come back into alignment together. So part of coming into alignment is someone needs to come into their own alignment. And you could see a son, you could see a father, you could see a brother, a friend going through something, and they have to go through something in order to come back into alignment. And you just have to trust the process and say, okay, that's what they're going through right now. And wherever they come out, that's what they're going to find. And they know where to find me. They know where to find people these days.